Good day everyone. In today's video I'm going to do a little upgrade to my solar shed. I'm going to install this 30 amp 100 volt Victron MPPT controller to replace the built-in controller in the solar inverter MPPT combo unit that I have from PowMR. The one in PowMR doesn't quite match the voltage of my solar array, and I'm hoping to increase the production by just switching to the Victron. If you're interested, stay tuned. For those of you who are new to the channel, I'm running two 400 watt panels in series. They're super low voltage. They're about 37 volts, I believe, open circuit. When they are charging, they're about 30 apiece, so giving me 60 volts. Then they come in inside my shed. Through here, they come in through the 15 amp DC breaker. Then it's going into the inverter slash MPPT from PowMR. But the problem is with the PowMR right now is that its 2 voltage is a little too low for it. So the specs for the PowMR is 60 to 450 volts, but they do recommend kind of being on the middle, and me being right at the bottom of the MPPT range. The production, I don't believe where it needs to be, because I'm right now I'm getting about 300 watts during the day, and it kind of constantly drops out, then it comes back. It'll go down to 0 and then it'll come back. I think it's just a little too low for the MPPT built into this, so I am going to replace it with the Victron. For the rest of the system, I have 2 lithium iron phosphate batteries connected in series, and I'm just actually running a single BMS for it. It's a 24 volt 8S BMS that manages both of these modules, and it does go through a 200 amp breaker right there. Anyways, let's get started. So I think the first step will be is to shut off my inverter right here. I'm gonna power it off. The lights will probably come off. Yep, sure did. And I am gonna shut off the solar array right there. And the plan is to grab this Victron. This is actually going to be a Bluetooth model, which is awesome. I'll be able to monitor my production, and we'll be able to compare it at the end. I'll be able to compare it to see if this is going to get any better or not. I am going to mount this right here. Boom. And then I'm going to move both of the wires that go after the breaker. Both of the wires, I'm going to move them onto this charge controller. And also, set this down for a second, I picked up 8 gauge wire that's going to be a little thicker. That's going to go from the charge controller to the battery. And also I picked up a 40 amp breaker that I'm also going to put on the battery side coming from the charge controller there, because Victron does recommend 40 to 50 amp breaker. It says somewhere here on the side. Hang on. Yeah, so it says a 40 amp minimum and up to 50 amp max for external fuse. So that's what I am gonna do. I'm gonna put 40 amp on the battery side. Anyways, I'm gonna get that mounted and I'll give you a quick update. Alright, quick update here. I got the PV array rerouted into the new charge controller. That's going into PV and then positive and negative. Pretty self-explanatory, I think. And then from the battery side, I went with what is it, 8 gauge? Yeah. So that goes to a 48 breaker. Mounted it over here, and also that comes out for right now to 2 wires. And I'm going to connect the positive, I believe, on this side of the breaker going to the battery bank, just so I could shut off the inverter separate from here. I think that would be a good idea. And then the negative one is going to go onto the BMS on the output side. And then it's also a charge side, so we still utilize the BMS. You don't want to go like on this end, because they'll go straight to the battery pack. So we want to go through the BMS, so we're going to go right there. I'm going to go grab my crimper and crimp up a couple lugs on here. It's a hydraulic crimper. I think it's the best type of the connection to have. is a crimped connection, so I'm gonna go grab that, get a couple connections crimped on, and we should be able to turn it on. Alright, so everything is hooked up. So I have the positive hooked up to the positive on this side of the breaker, because I have this 40 amp breaker here, and then the negative side goes on the correct side of the BMS. So BMS we're gonna keep doing its job. So it's time to put it in service. Turn the battery on first. That's what instructions said. Alright, oh, there's a little blink out of the Victron. Cool. And then I'm gonna turn the solar array on. And the bulb is lit up. So now I'm gonna download the app and see if I can program this for the lithium iron phosphate there, 24 volts, and I'll show you guys that. Well, let me get the app set up. I'm almost out of daylight, so I don't know if I'll be able to do any charging today, but if I get it programmed in, we can get a full data for tomorrow and then see how things changed. Alright, I'll get you an update on the app. Alright, so I got the app going. Everything is seems to be working. I'm charging. I actually had to take the charge controller off because I needed the pin in order to connect through Bluetooth, and it's printed like on the back side of it, and I couldn't see it, so I had to take it back off, get the pin number, get it connected, and it is connected. It's only charging at 45 watts because it's the end of the day. The sun is almost down. Solar panels are fully shaded, but I mean it is still charging a little bit, so that's good. Tomorrow we're going to have a full day, and then after the end of the day, I'll compare it to the old charge controller from here and see if there's any difference that we can see. I'm expecting actually a pretty big difference, and expect my batteries to be fully charged by the end of the day, and then they're pretty low. Also, what I did on the app, I went to settings and I went under battery, and that was already detected at 24 volts. Max charge current is 30 amps. I left that there, and I also changed the battery preset to live PO4 lithium battery, and then that changed the absorption flow voltage, which I think this is more for like lead acids, but I think they're kind of keeping it. But that's what the preset was, to change those voltages too, so which is fine by me. I'm just going with the standard preset that Victron has in here, see how that works. I'm going to leave that there. And tomorrow come back and see what the production was for tomorrow at the end of the day. And I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Alright, it's the next day and the battery is fully charged. It's a little out of balance. It's 99.6%, but some of the cell groups are way out of balance. Like that group number 4 is at 3.6, and all the rest of them is about 3.36. It hasn't been fully charged in quite a while. I'm not sure why that fourth group got way out of whack. So balancing is working, and trying to balance that out. Actually, has been going for a while. This pack hasn't been fully charged in a while with the MPPT, the built-in MPPT. It just didn't have enough. I was using more than it was producing. It kept dying constantly, and you never had a full charge. So now it's fully charged, and balancing should bring that cell group down and kind of put them more in line. And I'm going to show you what the Victron has looked like. It is has a production is much higher than it used to be, going through the built-in MPPT, and I think we'll see why. So if we go into the history, today it produced 3.46 kilowatt, almost 3.5 kilowatt hours. So that's nice. Max was 731 watts, so that's sweet because it's an 800 watt array. So we're right where we should be. I've never seen a max like this. I've seen spikes of like 600, but never lasted. And then we go to trends, and actually let me use my hand. Sorry, I gotta zoom that out so you can see today's graph. Today's graph looks beautiful. I already looked it over there. There it is. So we started in the morning and peaked, and then went to that 700 range, kind of stayed there. There was a few clouds where it dropped off, and it came down. The battery voltage spiked because the BMS was probably shutting down, so that one cell group wasn't overvolting, so it was not keeping that balancing. But that's why I'm assuming the battery voltage shut up, but it was pretty much topped off all the way, and it's been kind of balancing since. So I probably would have produced more if you know, the battery could take more. But yeah, that's the graph for the day, and that's quite a bit more. As you can see, like a lot of the day was over 550 watts, and I have, this is the old chart through MPPT. The time zone is way off on this one because you cannot change time for some reason. There's an option to change time, but it would never take. So the time zone must be like in China, because you know, it's complete opposite from where I'm at. I'm in Florida, US there. So that's why daytime is nighttime, you know, and it's vice versa. But this is my usual production. As you could tell, it never really went above 0.4. And then it would go to the next day, and you know, it's like about 300 watts. That's about the average. I would say maybe even less, like 250 watts is the average of what it was producing with the old MPPT. And the reason for that, it was just outside the range for this. And even looking at the Victron, once it loads, I'll show you there. There's an option to look at the solar voltage, and let me zoom that out. And it looks like, whenever I was looking at it, and I'll show you. During those peak production, and during pretty much all day production, the voltage was like around 50 volts, and the PPT bottoms out at 60. So it was not keeping the solar panels at its optimum voltage in order for it to have a high production. So that's the reason that it was not doing it. If I had another solar panel in series, like bump up to higher voltage, I bet you it would have worked a lot better. But I don't have an option to add another solar panel, or I would have, if I would have had a solar panels with a higher voltage period, it would have been a better option. But also, I don't. That's what I got. I got these solar panels because they perfectly filled my roof. Because they're like perfect fit. They fill the whole roof and not stick out anywhere or anything like that. So that's the reason I went with these solar panels there. But with the new MPPT from Victron, things are improved for sure. I'm gonna keep an eye on it for the next few days, and just to make sure everything is working the way it should. But yeah, everything turned out. Hopefully batteries will balance themselves out, and it should be good to go there. I appreciate you guys coming along on this little improvement project. I think it's gonna improve it greatly. Another huge part, big plus about this Victron, actually, it has a 0-volt start, unlike the PowMR. So basically, if your BMS shuts down the pack because it completely drained, whenever the sun comes up the next day, Victron will actually start charging the batteries regardless of the voltage. This is not the case with the PowMR. You actually have to come in and shut that off and it back on. That's why sometimes my shed will be off for a couple days at a time, because if it died during the night, I would go leave for work early in the morning, and I would not turn it off and on, and then I come back and it will be just dead all day. So that's going to be another big improvement with the Victron. If the battery completely depletes during the night, it will turn back on. So yeah, anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye bye.